Through this organization, endless hours are dedicated to protecting the fragile lives of neglected, abandoned, and abused children in our communities. Whether it is a young boy neglected due to his parents' addiction abuse, the abandoned teenage girl going through high school searching for normalcy, or the many physically and mentally abused children that pass the halls every single day simply wanting love. Because of the Guardian Ad Litem program, children who otherwise would be alone in the courtroom are given a voice.
I often hear these heartbreaking stories that turn into stories of salvation. They basically have saved lives.
But I felt like I could do more, and I wanted to do more. Children that have been through the sort of situations that these kids have, truly, I can't think of a more worthy cause.
You really see the effect of what you're doing with the program. You're not talking about a commercial issue that is only going to affect one or two people. With Guardian Ad Litem, you're talking about somebody's life.
Hi, my name is Alan Abramowitz, and I am the Executive Director of the statewide Guardian Ad Litem program. Our program, with its over 10,000 volunteers and staff in 20 judicial circuits, represent thousands of Florida's abused, neglected, and abandoned children. We give abused children a voice in the court proceedings that ultimately determines their path. However, despite our best efforts, some children go to court alone without a Guardian Ad Litem to give them a voice. I clearly remember the first two children I represented as a volunteer Guardian Ad Litem in 1986. They needed a voice, someone to speak for them in court. It was an awesome responsibility and challenge, but my time and energy led to one of the most rewarding experiences I could have. I am still a volunteer Guardian Ad Litem to this day.
I had the pleasure of being a Guardian Ad Litem before I was actually appointed to the bench, so I am familiar with the duties and responsibilities and the weight that comes with having that position. They dedicate a number of hours to different cases, and they also provide pertinent information to the court that we might not get from other individuals who come before us. So we really need pro bono attorneys. We need them to come out and be of service to all those who may need their help.
I know some of these kids, based on the statistics, would have ended up homeless, in jail, teen pregnancy, struggling. That's not going to happen to a lot of these kids because they had an attorney ad litem decide that they wanted to make a difference in the life of a child.
My Guardian Ad Litem child is a teenager, and she is so very desperate to get her driver's license. She's studying, she's so excited about this, and we're making an appointment to go take her written test, and then I have promised her that I'm gonna teach her how to drive. If the smallest thing that I can do for her is to teach her how to drive, well then I'm all on board.
I had a young man, he had trouble with the law, he had trouble with substance abuse, and to see him turn around, to see him progress and change his attitude and know that he was enrolled in a community college, he had a job, and that his future looked so much brighter than it was before. That was one of the most rewarding cases.
It's a great way to do your pro bono work, or frankly, if you just want to give back to the community, which is kind of where I was coming from. These kids, not through their own fault, have had some rough bumps along the way, maybe some partly their fault, but mostly not. And I think they are entitled to be nurtured like any other child is.
Providing pro bono work should be the first thought on every young attorney's mind as they step foot into their legal career. I know it was mine, and I have never looked back.
You actually get the legal experience that you may not have received in other areas of practice. But in addition to that, you will also have the benefit of working for a purpose and being able to make a remarkable impact on someone else's life. I can't speak highly enough about pro bono attorneys. It is something that someone does because their heart drives them to do it. It is not because they're looking for the pay in it. And when you do things like that, you make a remarkable and long-lasting effect on people's lives.
I want to invite you to become a Guardian Ad Litem pro bono attorney and use your legal knowledge to let Florida's most vulnerable children have a voice in court. As a pro bono attorney for the Guardian Ad Litem program, there are many things you can do. First, you can become a part of our newest program, the Defending Best Interest Project, where with the support of the Guardian Ad Litem program, you will write answer briefs and appeals of cases where a judge has terminated parental rights. You will be ensuring a child finds a safe, permanent home as quickly as possible. Another thing you can do if you step up is represent children with special needs, such as human trafficking survivors, children with disabilities who have been exposed to significant trauma, children with education or immigration advocacy needs. It's very important that we have people that are willing to do this. Another thing you can do is represent a child as an attorney ad litem in the traditional attorney-client relationship. The children need you, and you won't be alone. You will be there with training, guidance, and support if you need it. So whether you are a practicing attorney, a retired judge, a law student seeking to satisfy pro bono hours, you will find rewarding service with the Florida Guardian Ad Litem program.
From the very first case, I felt like people that were at DCF or the Guardian Ad Litem program or the judge, whoever might be involved, people that are in this for a career, appreciated what I was doing, listened to what I had to say, and I felt like I was making a difference. That is incredibly rewarding to know or feel like you are making a difference in the case of a child that absolutely needs it.
It's the kids. I mean, you're meeting the children that you're working with. They're not a piece of paper, they're not a name on a page, it's an actual person. And, you know, just seeing the smiles on their face and knowing that you're there for them is just worth it.
The biggest thing we need is someone with a big heart, and attorneys can make a big difference. With your legal skills and your training, there are things you can do that can definitely positively impact that child.